Well, when I was growing up here in Port St. Joe, my family lived other places around the Southeast because of my dad's work. But I would come spend every summer in St. Joe with my grandparents, Lola and Cecil Costin. And I called her, everybody else called her Mama Lola. So I'd come to Mama Lola and Diddy's, that was my grandfather, and spend the whole summer. And I remember when I was growing up, probably, this would be in the mid-50s to around 1960, I would come and spend the summer, and every Saturday, Mama Lola would give me a quarter, and I'd walk to the Port Theater. So I'd go down there, I'd get in for 10, 15 cents, whatever the price was. I think it was a dime, and I'd get a bag of popcorn and I think a Coca-Cola for a quarter. Popcorn and a Coke for a quarter. And I would sit there for a couple hours. I think it was Mama Lola's way of getting a babysitter cheap. And there was always a double feature on Saturday, around noon, 11, 12, somewhere in there. And it was usually a Western movie, a Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, Bob Steele, somebody like that, one of the old cowboys. And I'd watch a double feature, and in between the features there's usually a serial like a Buck Rogers or something crazy. And that was probably 3.5 hours on Saturday, and Mama Lola got a babysitter for a quarter. I remember exactly where I would sit every Saturday. On the right side of looking at the screen, there was an exit on the wall to the right. And I would sit in the next row in front of that exit every Saturday. And yeah, there were other friends, kids that lived here. Some of them have passed away now, some of them moved away. But yeah, there was usually 3 or 4 or 5 of us that get together and go watch the movie on Saturday. I don't remember any ushers, and I don't remember us really misbehaving that badly. I mean, we were kids, 10, 12 years old, but we were engrossed in the movie. I mean, we loved picture shows, as they called them back then, and especially cowboy movies. But I'm sure there were other things, maybe war movies. The genre of the 50s seemed to us as kids, I guess it was large. But you walk in there now as an adult, it seems small. And you know, it was a great, they had movies every day during the week from, say, Monday through Sunday. There was probably 3 different changes of movies. They'd like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday the movie, Thursday, Friday there'd be a movie, Saturday with the double feature. But I seem to remember that they changed it about 3 times a week. And the other nights in the evenings were single movies, not double features. The double feature was on Saturday. But it just, you know, we were kids, small town, growing up in a small town, visiting. I was visiting. I mean, I lived here, went to the 2nd grade here, but otherwise we lived around the Southeast. And it was just something for us to do. It was safe and fun. I just remember that there were a lot of Roy Rogers movies, Gene Autry, Bob Steele, who was Johnny Mack Brown. Okay, I can't forget Johnny Mack Brown, especially since he played football at Alabama. But just all kind of, there had to have been a Gene Autry or Roy Rogers every Saturday. I mean, they were big back then. And Gene Autry was the singing cowboy, and there was Gabby Hayes. It was with I think he was with Roy Rogers, Dale Evans, and Trigger. The Port Theater needs to be back in its glory again. I mean, I say that because back in the 50s and early 60s, it was glorious. You know, it was some place where kids could go and feel safe, families could go, and I think done right, not just movies, but cultural productions, educational things going on there, music. It could be a venue that could be a diamond here in this town. The theater needs money to renovate, to bring it back to its glory days, to make it something that this town can be really proud of. There's so many things that could go on there. Educational, cultural, music, dance, theater, play. Just the thought is, you just can come up with any number of things that could go on there that could benefit this city. To do a job that big, it's a huge undertaking, and it needs money. I just would hope that the citizens of Port St. Joe know how there's not many people left here after the mill closed down and so many people moved away. There's not a lot of people still here that remember that theater. And so I hope the people that are here now realize what an asset it is, it could be again, and they'll open their wallets and write checks.
It's almost time to open the box office and celebrate our historic Port Theater's renovation. To make that happen, we're holding a casting call to ask for your help. As with most construction projects, the cost and the needs have increased, so we are asking you to join the cast of the historic Port Theater. Our mission is to be a cultural hub for the entire community, to provide programming to unite families, to entertain locals and tourists, to showcase local and regional talent, and to provide inspiration to all, and of course to have fun. We can accomplish this with your help. We need $500,000 to make it to opening night. You can be a part of the cast, whether you can donate $25 or $25,000 or even more. Every person has a role in making the theater a success. Come join our cast so we can usher in a high level of entertainment that the theater can bring to our community and our lives. To do this, simply visit www.historicporttheater.com.